That was my joke.
I know, but it was a good one.
Yes.
Was this gonna make any sense to anybody?
Probably not.
Dang it. Hi.
Hello.
It's my Mårten.
Hi.
And his beard. So, I got 2 whole questions.
What?
We got a famous person over here. Spoiler, it's me.
Yeah. Like it's good that you have such an interactive fan base.
Wow, thank you guys. Yeah, my good friend ich bin here asked a million questions about what the parameters of the questions could be, but he didn't actually ask any questions.
Oh.
Is that the joke? He asked a bunch of questions about which questions he could ask?
But then he asked no. Okay, wait. Can we actually move a bit into the light?
Okay.
This actually made it worse. So never mind. Move back.
So 2 questions that I got. One was what got me into filmmaking and creating in general? Because I wanted to. Okay, next question.
Well, I mean, if you don't mind me, from what I know of you, you've always been, a storyteller.
Yeah.
That's, and we were both doing acting for a long time because that's the sort of things we like. And so it was a pretty natural progression that when your previous venue for storytelling and artistic expression closed, you found another one.
Yeah. Okay, full disclosure, I feel like this video I might cry, so I'm just gonna get a tissue out. Because that actually leads very well into the other question that we got, which is how were our Christmas times in Covenant Players? I told you already.
Yes. But then for anyone watching who has not followed Katie's in my life before YouTube, that Covenant Players is a theater company that we were both touring with for a long time.
Yeah. So it was a huge chunk of our lives and how we met, and we went all over the world. So which countries did we experience Christmases in?
Well,
Germany, yeah.
Well, we would get a break over Christmas,
Yeah.
So the actual Christmas was usually spent in either Sweden or the US.
What do you mean usually? Those were the 2 options. We never had any other Christmas outside of Sweden or the US. But yeah, but we still experienced Christmas times in other countries.
That is very true.
So we experienced Christmas time in Germany. Did we experienced Christmas time in France?
Yeah.
We didn't really. We kind of missed it in South Africa.
No, we were there for parts of it.
I guess you just didn't feel Christmassy because it's hot there.
It was December. Middle of the summer, so
yeah,
that was a very different experience.
I don't really have any memories of it feeling Christmassy in South Africa, and I don't think it's just the cold. I just don't feel like there was as much decorations and stuff.
I really can't recall, but it's also
our life is very hectic at that point too.
It's also the fact that I don't think we had registered a lot of memories from that time, or that stuck around with us, because so soon after that was when we found out we were expecting the twins and all of that, and so sort of all of our memories of that time is focused on that month after Christmas when our lives changed completely.
Right.
So it's hard to remember anything that happened before that Christmas.
So let's see. Special things about Germany: Christmas markets, Christkindlmarkt. No, Markt not is Swedish.
Yeah, Markt. Christkindlmarkt. That was in Munich.
Munich.
The Münchner Christkindlmarkt.
And we've been to lots of other ones too. Wasn't there a tiny little one in Dachau as well?
Yeah, there's a Christmas market in every town and village in Germany.
And Glühwein. Oh, I love Glühwein. Spiced cider, tiny bit of alcohol.
Yeah.
Just lovely.
Yeah, it's sort of like somewhere between cider and wine. We have a similar thing in Sweden. Glögg.
Isn't that fun? Glögg.
Glögg, 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 glögg.
Anyway.
But you shouldn't be drinking it like that.
No, boy, howdy.
Especially if you get the kind that has alcohol in it. You
Yeah,
should really not be plugging it.
or if you put raisins in it, because it could get caught in your throat and you could die.
Yeah, the almonds.
And the almonds.
Too. Ooh,
anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, what was really...
Mulled wine is the closest English language equivalent, by the way.
What was some other
for those of you who are confused?
Special stuff about Christmas in Germany.
Everything
in my brain at Christmas is food related, like oh, that kind of cookie and that kind of thing. And
yeah, so many cookies and candies everywhere, but different ones, but good ones everywhere.
Boy, it's been so long that we were there. Like, I was going to try to talk about some of our special hosts and things, but it's like, I don't remember. One thing that was really special to me about Christmas times really was coming back to Echo at the
Which was the European Continental Office of Covenant Players.
And getting a big old hug from Dale and Ann when we got back.
We got hugs from other people too, but that was special, and was a friend and colleague of ours who passed away a few years ago.
Yeah, and one of our kids is named after her.
Yeah, Eleanor Ann.
Do you remember any of our special hosts?
Oof, not a lot of like specifics as such.
I remember that family with a million kids, and there was lots of crafts and fun, and they were always so happy to see us. And we did a play for them in their basement to give them a host award.
Yeah, we've done that a lot. Yeah, and I feel
like we
were.
Ladies for them.
Yeah, I think we were there around Christmas time at least once.
Yeah.
And of course, doing the plays, we had everything. Covenant Players, all the theater that Covenant Players does was. All the plays were written by the founder, and he wrote a lot of different material for a lot of different circumstances, and he has some great Christmas material.
Before we go into the plays, did you have any memories of Christmas time in France? Because I don't really have any there either.
I remember.
I guess Germany just captured our hearts, and we spent a lot more time there.
Yeah, and it was also, let's see, the thing I remember was. I mean, there were Christmas markets there too, but other than that, it all just flows together, really.
Yeah, so the thing that is really the most special, I can say this pretty confidently, the most special for both of us about Christmas time was the plays.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Like, this was a huge part of our lives, was like, which plays can we do? Which ones do we have time to put together? How much time do we have for this program? Plays about families and about the actual biblical characters. One of the very first plays that I did, it was the first play that I was solo on stage, and the rest of the world, they would probably call them a monologue, but in Covenant Players, they're called singlets. And it was a play from the perspective of the innkeeper's daughter, looking through a little hole in the stable and seeing all the angels and seeing everything. Child of a Star.
Mm-hmm.
And then
that's the young girl.
Oh, the young girl.
Child of a Star is part of that. Was right? The really great host we say. We were with them at Christmas time because we did. Pretty sure, wasn't it at their church that we did the whole triad?
I think so, yeah. Oh, Mårten. Mårten.
Yes.
The SB, the 4-person SB, Stanley Blodgett. Yeah, there's the poor loser character who's actually not a loser. He's very humble and loving and Christ-like. And then there's the bossy Cleo jerk girl. She's not a jerk. She just has a lot of energy and needs to use it now and then.
Yeah.
And then there's the Mårten character.
Boy, I resemble that remark.
Who's very smart and knows a lot of things.
But is a bit self-absorbed because of it.
And then there's the girl with my hair is actually kind of gross and not curly right now, but there's the girl, Charlotte, with the naturally curly hair.
Yeah.
And she's so cute.
But really, I don't think. But that's a lot of information to get to the point.
Sorry.
It's a very special play. It's like it is written. It's these characters. All the characters in it are children. So it's sort of is written in a way that is very relatable for children, but that also speaks to adults in a very real way, which was something that Charles Tanner, the Covenant Players founder and author, playwright, really had an amazing skill for writing something that can really speak to and touch all ages.
What play
And to
did
get to
we
use that material was amazing.
What play did we do with Olivier when we actually got to have a Christmas tree on stage? A real full-size tree. It was so cool.
We did. That was the
Christmas
one.
Prodigal?
No, we did the one. I can't remember what it was called, but got his leaving for the mission field.
Right.
And you know, all he wants is a really good watch to take with him as he goes out, and then you know, his mom gives him a present, and it is a really good watch. But she's like, no, it's not. I couldn't afford a good watch, so I just bought you a cheap regular watch. She's like, no, but it is. I recognize this. No problem. This is whatever, you know, special kind of watch that he wanted. And
Alphonse Bernays.
Something like that, yes.
But anyway, we shouldn't give plays away, should we?
But yeah, anyway, but it's, you know, and then there is a twist ending. Well, I mean, there's already a twist when he opens it and sees the watch that he wanted, but then there is an additional twist. Anyway, but it's like all this special
The only plays
stuff.
that we can give spoilers on are the ones that are based out of the Bible, because maybe the people already know the spoilers.
They might,
like,
yes.
Spoiler, even though Joseph's really mad about Mary being pregnant,
he gets over it.
He does. It's not a Hallmark movie, but will she learn to love?
That was my joke.
I know, but it was a good one.
Yes.
Was this gonna make any sense to anybody?
Probably not.
Dang it.
We're mostly just rambling.
Sorry.
I know we did a few times that we did sort of like during our post-Christmas January training times in Covenant Players, that we did gift exchanges there and things like that. And and really, because of Christmas break, it was coming back together after Christmas. That was the special thing. That's when Covenant Players has its yearly banquet where we sort of recognize achievements that happened throughout the year.
And we got all gussied up and looked all sexy.
Well, some of us.
You totally did.
No further comments, Your Honor.
Do you plead the fifth even though you're not American?
I'll plead all of them. Christmas in Covenant Players, it was such a weird concept just because it was coming home. And that was actually really, really weird sometimes.
Oh, yeah, because we were on such high alert. We had, like, so much limited time to learn our lines. And for many of those years, it was learning plays in other languages while assisting other people in foreign languages or teaching them how to do the work. So we go from this high pressure.
Oh, especially because the whole thing, the tour, the mission ended at Christmas, so you needed to complete all of your paperwork, you know, so that they could close out the year. And so there was like the last couple of weeks were always crazy intense.
So many people got sick, went home and just were sick for Christmas because of that. Wasn't mission usually was over somewhere between the 10th and the 15th, it feels like.
Yeah.
So that was just a really stressful time. And of course, you try to make those last phone calls to get a hold of those last details, and then people just aren't around, and it's just like...
Yeah. So it was, you know, stress. And they get home, and then...
Nothing. No purpose. No point.
Well, I mean, depending on sometimes, but yeah, for a lot of the time. And it's also just, it is hard to come home. I mean, that's probably true for, you know, no matter where you've been and what you're doing, but to come back home again to your family after being away and growing and changing, that's rough.
And then I'd always feel like I would just revert back to a childish version of myself.
Yep. And that's a pretty common thing people talked about, that it feels like when you come back, you become the person you were when you left, no matter who you've been in the meantime.
I'm just really, really thankful to have YouTube as an outlet for you know, giving myself something to do. I don't have that problem now. I've got kids. I've got work. I've got a lot of things on my plate. But before, it just felt like I was going from having so much purpose to just having nothing. And I just laid in bed a lot and felt weird and felt unmotivated and
Yeah. And also like seeing your family. I mean, that's probably something that everyone can relate to. If you haven't seen your family for months or years, to get back, and there's all this catching up to do, but you also feel like you shouldn't have to because you should know what your family's been doing even if you haven't been around. And so then it's sort of always weird and awkward, and you realize that there's like important stuff in your family's lives that you just missed and weren't even aware of, and that's sort of like really shakes you up a bit.
Huh.
And then and then you deal with all of this, and you like, okay, like I'm starting to get back into it. And I mean, it was especially difficult for me because the language I spoke in Covenant Players is not the language that my family speaks, and so to come back home after having spoken English, and sometimes English and another
German and
second
French.
language for months would then be real. It would become difficult to communicate in Swedish, and then because I was thinking in English all the time, and so then by the time I finally reset, it was like, okay, I'm thinking in Swedish again. Life is okay. And that's when break was over and we were going back, and then I was just completely thrown out of it again. And so that's sort of like, it was still worth it, definitely worth it to see family and enjoy that time together. But yeah, it was crazy sometimes to figure out how to deal with that.
In our lives, it was German and then French. So Swedish didn't even come into my brain. I didn't have room in my brain for Swedish for such a long time that I would have these Christmases here and I would just feel so left out and so bored and so sad sometimes.
Yeah, and
now I finally live here and I finally had time to invest in it, so it's not so bad, but it still happens that I feel left out because Swedes talk too fast. Swedes talking too fast.
Yeah.
I usually end up having at least 2 or 3, maybe just 1. I don't know. I usually have some breakdowns around Christmas time.
Yes, and there would be many hugs and much comforting.
And much chocolate ingesting.
Yes, so much chocolate. That is one of the constants of Christmas. No matter where you are, so much chocolate.
And on that note, I guess we'll stop this. Thanks for watching.
Have a good one.
What the heck was that salute?
That was a wave, not a salute.
It looked like a salute.
Well, if it wasn't a very good
putting
one.
on a weird hat or something? Bye.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yay.
Yay.
It's my Mårten. And we're making a video that's not for helping people learn Swedish.
Yay.
So weird.
Very weird.
We've done so many of those videos.
Yep.
How long have we been doing those live streams now?
Over a year now.
Or almost a year.
No, I'm pretty sure I think we feel like started, but I wasn't doing them with you.
Right. What?
You turned the microphone on, but you didn't plug it into the computer.
Ah, dang.
Wait. It needs to be turned off. I think we should stop.